Oh, I might just add here, there's going to be a few students in the audience, the University of Minnesota class.
Okay. Do we want, are they on the
And
introduction?
one resident other than.
All I can say is rah, rah, Skyuma.
All right, let's call this meeting to order. Hi, let's call the meeting to order tonight for the Oakdale Tree Board, March 15th, 2022. 2022.
Roll call back to me if you want to.
Thank you. Actually, I had this list in front of me. I quick pulled it out. So we'll go ahead and get started. Call the meeting to order, and let's do our Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, let's do a roll call. Nick Kantola, our chair, is absent right now. I'm March Sagstetter, vice chair. Glenn Giacoletto.
Present.
Stan Karowski is absent. Dallas Pearson.
Present.
Mike Saarela.
Here.
Kathy Schreifels. Here. And we have Lauren Coda.
Here.
And we have in the back a student U of M, apparently. Do you want to give us your name? Faith, welcome. And are you a forestry student?
I'm a natural resources science student.
Excellent. Thank you for coming tonight. Okay, and then we have Deb. Do you want to introduce yourself? Master Gardener, and she's our liaison to the organization. Thanks, Deb. All right, so that's who we have in the room tonight. Then we're going to move to the approval of the minutes from our last meeting, January 18th, 2020, that's hard to say, 2022. Has everyone had a chance to take a look at those? They were sent out last week.
I
Any
was
com-
absent, so I'll have to abstain from vote.
Okay. All right, so Dallas is abstaining. Anyone want to comment or make any changes to the minutes from last January? If not, I think we need a motion to approve.
Yes.
Okay, Lauren's making a motion. Anyone second?
I second the motion.
I
Kathy?
don't think I can actually make the motion.
Oh, you can.
I was just saying we do need a motion.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, Kathy, do you want to make a
I
motion?
move that we accept the minutes as written.
Okay, Kathy's moving on the second.
I second.
Okay, and Glenn seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All not approving? All right, the motion is approved. Thanks. I'm not so good at this as Nick is. All right, the motion is moved. Thanks. We approve the minutes. All right, old business. Arbor Day tree giveaway. I tried to look this up on the internet today, and I couldn't find it. I could only find the old ones.
So I've added in Arbor Day tree giveaway. I might have got things out of line a little bit. No, that's the spring planting, okay. So the Arbor Day tree giveaway, is that sheet. I did have to pick the trees because the tree board secretary was, needed to know what they were. So I just want to get approval if those species are correct. The website hasn't gone up yet, so. And I don't think we need to vote on it. If we just get approval, we'll be fine. That's what's going up. And then the website was, what the website looks like was right behind that. The only thing I have to say is that we do have the communications specialist now.
Oh, good.
Lori Polkerbeck was hired for that. So if it's okay tonight, tomorrow they could post this I'm getting a lot of calls about when is it gonna go up online too. So I think we could probably post it online tomorrow if you want to, but now that we have the communication specialist, I haven't contacted her about the tree bags yet and selling tree bags. If you want to wait till after I do that, we could push it back. And if, I think if we get it up no later than April 1 or the first work day of April, and if, you know, if she says, nope, I don't have the time and we don't have time this year to deal with it, then we could put it up as soon as I contact her and I get that information from her. So however you guys want to work that, if you just want to push it off till next year, we can put the website up tomorrow.
I had a question about the tree bag. So wasn't there some financial issue about taking money in from the public and then how to account for that? Wasn't that the issue, the concern about it?
It was,
An accounting
yeah.
problem?
Teresa Buell didn't know how to deal with it. I can ask Lori Polkerbeck if she would know how to deal with it, if it's even feasible, is what I'm saying.
But I guess my question is, how would the communications person know any more than Teresa would know?
Because she's been in Oakdale government for 18
Oh,
years
got
prior
it. So
to.
just from a different job perspective. Okay. Okay, so what does everyone else think?
I mean, we sell other things. We sell
Okay.
water meters.
Oh.
We just, as far as I know, we can't make a profit on them. So,
And we had talked about April 1st as a, like,
yes.
a go start,
My only
right?
concern with that was, is it enough time for everybody to sign up? I mean, I don't want to have trees that aren't accounted for, but because we put the website up too late. But I don't know. I don't think that will happen. Month should be plenty of time for
Right.
people to get notified and,
Yeah, it's 4 weeks, actually, from the 1st to the 30th, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
So one question I would have is there any particular need or reason to marry the requirement for the tree bag to the Arbor Day giveaway, or simply have it as something that could be an item?
Originally, I mean, yeah, correct. I guess not.
That's something we can decide tonight, but I just was curious if there was a
Yeah.
rationale there.
I think Dallas, it was a convenience thing that they would be there and people could pick them up, pay for them, you know, when they got their tree.
Yeah.
You know, it just be, and then the whole logistics of then having to come to City Hall or something else for pickup.
And that may need to go to city council to get approval as well, and that may delay things. I don't know the answer
Yeah,
to that
yeah.
question.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, might be too complicated.
but I'm willing to bring it up again with city hall. So, I don't know.
Yeah.
But, yeah, if you want to just get it over with, just tell me to post it tomorrow.
Yeah, what do you, yeah. How about if everybody just says yes or no, go or no go?
Go.
So with the tree, or just go ahead and proceed?
Yeah, proceed.
Go.
Okay. Kathy's kind of saying yeah. Okay.
Okay.
All right, and I'll buy my own tree bags. I
So,
lost 2 trees last year, I think, so.
yeah.
I'm sensitive to the issue, but I can go buy my own tree bag, so, very good.
And the time on that sign-up sheet, we whittled it down from 9:30 to 11:30. And
Good.
so, I mean, that should keep the council happier. I think they were pushing for that as well. So we'll see if it's a problem backing up cars or anything. I don't think it will be. I think it'll all be fine, but we can adjust if it becomes a problem.
Excellent, thanks. These look like great choices for trees. I think it will be excellent. I see we have another student that came in. Do we want to do an introduction? Do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Hank Dudley, an urban forestry student at UM with Gary Johnson.
Excellent, welcome.
Late.
Sorry?
Sorry I was late.
Oh, that's okay, and Gary's retired though, right?
He came back this year.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, we had a different teacher retired, so we dragged him back.
Oh, that's excellent news, thank you. I did a little scrapbook for his retirement. So much for that. All right, well, welcome. Glad to have you today. All right, let's move on. Okay, so tree giveaway, we're good to go. It'll get posted and web sign up tomorrow with these 4 wonderful trees choices. Okay, let's move on to the spring planting.
Okay, I'm still working on design. So hopefully this week I'll have more information on design. It's just those 2 planters, the rose beds, and depending on how many volunteers we get, I'll try to have extra plants we can put around the parking lot as well if we have a lot of volunteers. The volunteers, I've contacted Kristen again. She said, super, we're on board. How many volunteers do you want? The last time I talked to her, she said, we have 100 National Honor students. So I don't have a good estimate of how many we want, but we've had as much as 75 in the past, so I think I'm going to tell her 50 to 75 students and see what we get. And I did bring up to her that, if people are looking for things, volunteer projects, they can plan the lunch as well. Otherwise, myself and my crew will plan the lunch. We lost Mr. Stiglich, and so I'm just planning to pay for lunch and plan it all. So that's kind of where we're going with that.
Lauren, could you remind me is this right outside here, the rose?
Yes, it's north of City Hall, between the road and the parking lot. There's 2 big plantings up there. So one is actually north of the parking lot, and one is south of that north entrance to the parking lot.
Okay. And will we be, everything will be ready to be planted?
Yep,
Okay, and then the rose bed. Okay,
yep.
okay.
And we're designing a native planting
Yay.
to replace what's there. Some of that will stay. We're going to be putting, so there's a few apple trees in there. We're going to be putting like some service berries and things in between the apple trees. So eventually we can just get rid of the apple trees. They're going to eventually die and we'll just cut them out of there. Some of the dogwoods down the center will stay. We might remove a few of them and put some varying species in between them, that kind of thing, so.
Excellent. Okay, thanks.
And I have the North Pavilion reserved, and that's got electricity. That was always important to Bob because he used an electric heater to keep hamburgers and hot dogs warm. And that's it.
Okay.
Do you
Might we-
need name tags?
Yes, we're gonna need name
Okay.
tags.
Just email me.
Okay.
And might we want to cater lunch? I don't know, is it a
possible.
budget issue?
I don't know, I'd have to check on catering prices, but yeah, it's possible that we could cater lunch. And I don't know if I'll have the time, but I'll try to have the time. I might be able to contact, the city grocery store does a lot. Is it Hy-Vee?
Hy-Vee, I think.
They might be able to,
Yeah. Let me know if you would want me to help. I'd be glad to do some reach out and,
Yeah.
our outreach and call around a couple places to see about box lunches or something as an alternative.
yeah, I call it the city grocery store, but it's not really. It's a running
I know.
joke down at Public Works.
All right. Well, look,
Bob give you a spreadsheet or anything like that?
yeah, didn't he have some really organized
Yep, I
list
have
of?
everything from
Okay,
Bob. Yep.
good.
I do
All right,
have a
well-
spreadsheet. If anybody wants to take it over,
I don't want to take it over. I'd just be willing to make some phone calls to see
Happy to
what,
help.
yeah, what kind of pricing, I could do a little comparison shopping.
Yeah.
I'd be willing to do that, but,
When I get a little
Not the clerk.
further on that.
Yeah.
I'll send out an email to you guys and let you know where I'm at, and if I need any help or whatever, so.
okay.
I just haven't got there yet.
All right, sounds good. Let us know how we can help.
What's the date for the spring planning?
Off the top of my head, I believe it's April 30th. It's the last,
That's the tree giveaway.
oh, yeah.
May-
So
It's the next week.
it's,
May
it's the
5th.
week that, after the tree giveaway, that's not Mother's Day weekend.
Yeah, I want to say like May 5th, maybe? I don't have my calendar.
I do. Hang on a quick second.
May 1st? May 14th. Or,
Saturday, May 14th.
Okay,
Is that not Mother's Day weekend, though?
and Mother's
No,
Day is May
Mother-
8th.
correct, yep. So it is May 14th.
Oh, okay, thanks.
Saturday, May 14th.
Time?
Thanks, Deb.
The time for it?
I have not, I think normally we have it at 9 o'clock, so.
Yep.
9 till noon, we usually are done by 11
Then lunch.
and starting to eat.
All right. All right, let's move on. Old business, the tree preservation ordinance.
So I only got one question over the email, and I highlighted them all in yellow on the tree ordinance that I included into the packet. Let me see if I can summarize these. Section 22.3, Article 9 lists 25% as the max significant trees that can be removed. But then Article 10 lists it as 30%. So the difference there is, those are both under the developer heading, and one is, the 25% is basically for the entire site. And then the 30% is for individual lots. So, you may remove 25% off the entire site, but any given lot may have had nothing removed on it. Then you can still take up to 30% on that individual lot. Say that individual lot already has 20% taken off of it, then you can take up to 15% more without replacement, getting to the replacement schedule. Is that,
It's very confusing. Is someone actually going in and counting the trees or the canopy, or how do they do the
So
TBH, or how do they?
we require them to, at the developer level, to hire a forestry company to inventory every significant tree or woodlot. And then either myself, it's usually myself, sometimes when I don't have the time, I send my crew out to ground truth everything. When Willowbrook came about and we did that for Willowbrook, we found a few beautiful oak trees that they were gonna tear down and put the path right over. And we had them adjust their path to go around the tree and take out the nasty box elder that was growing over here instead. So things like that happen.
So is there a proposal to change one of these ordinances, or are they in conflict, or one of these sections of this ordinance?
No, there
Okay.
are not. They are not in conflict at
Okay,
all.
so,
I'm just answering the questions that arose
I
since
see.
our last
Okay,
meeting.
okay, got it.
I am not,
Proposing that we
nope.
somehow
nope,
change these. Okay.
Nope.
All right, I thought that was what was on the table, is that we were going to try try to modify these.
Nope, I just want everybody to be clear on them, to bring up any questions they might have, to spur conversation, to figure out if there's anything we think we need to be changing.
Got it.
I actually did have one question when I was going through this again. And maybe it's in other parts of the code, but are there any repercussions for exceeding these limits?
Yes. So, you are required to come up with an escrow when you present a tree preservation plan in order to get a building permit or a site development permit. And, at the individual lot level, it's $1,000. At the developer level, it's like 150% of the cost of the replacement trees. I mean, there was one that I helped the engineers figure out what the escrow was, and it was close to $500,000. So there is incentive for them to do the right thing and follow the tree preservation plan.
Okay.
Okay. Was there another section of this we needed to cover? Was that it?
Yeah, so. the-
Number 7, or,
Yeah, the other question, section 22.6, in the tree replacement schedule, under type of replacement trees, can we specify native species if possible or available? Yes, I don't see why we couldn't recommend that to the city council. I do get questioned if we have a recommended species list. We do not. I tell people that we prefer that they would plant native non-cultivar species. But oftentimes cultivars are better suited to individual site conditions. So I hate to exclude cultivars. Boulevard street trees, salt tolerance, drought tolerance, low soil volumes, there's a bunch of reasons to use cultivars in certain situations. I just encourage everybody to use natives at all possible, so.
can that be stated in here, natives at first choice, and, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah, we could certainly word it different for that, yep.
And, yeah, if there's a better suited nativar or cultivar
Right,
as a second choice?
yeah, I've sent out a few emails with wording like that I can refer back to, and we can present something like that to city council, yep.
I think that's really an important thing to be looking at right now with climate change and, well, you know how I feel about Kentucky coffee tree, some of those other things, like, we, you know, been
Right.
sitting through the shade tree short course, I'm like, yeah, let's do this, so. I don't know how this gets amended, it has to go through the council?
Yes,
Yeah.
it does, yep.
Okay,
The other question was about my job description, because it doesn't mention all the other things I do other than the city forester. It's not necessary in here, just the fact that the city forester's mentioned is fine,
okay,
so.
great.
And then one of the last questions was about, right, the Sue Berry suggestion that we move the licensing section to another part of the city ordinance code, the licensing section. So, and I would agree with that. I don't have an objection to that. And if and when we do present this to city council, I mean, you guys can vote on to present city council tonight, but I already have one thing to look at, so I wouldn't do that normally yet. But
Okay,
I would hold it over again, and we'll go over it some more.
okay,
It'll give everybody a chance to read through it again and,
yay.
and have more questions. I know it's a bit convoluted. So I've done, I have not done a comprehensive study because I don't have time of every city tree preservation ordinance. I mean, I've looked at 5 or 6 similar sized cities around the Twin Cities, the metro area. And we have one of the more comprehensive ones out there. Minnetonka's is pretty comprehensive. Some of them are just a one-page deal. We have a pretty good one. I haven't really found anything on it that we really have to change in order to do a better job, so.
Okay, so this is tabled, right?
You tell me.
Yeah. I don't think we need to vote on it.
I'm
Looks like
good with
everyone's nodding.
tabling it.
Yeah, it sounds like more to come on this one. All right. Glad to hear we have a very comprehensive document so far. So, very good, thanks. All right, let's move on to new business, standard operating policy. Oh, it's on our terms, right?
Right, so I just included that. Terms are coming up, term ends are coming up soon. Nick Kantola and Mike Saarela's terms are ending the end of June, June 30th. I have it on my calendar. I'm supposed to take some action 60 days before the end of that to let you know what you need to do to get reappointed through city council. So, and at the end of this month, I think or I can't remember exactly, but I have it on my council as a reminder. I just wanted to bring it up. It talks about it in that standard operating policy. So I just included it so everybody knows the rules.
And these folks have the ability to rerun essentially, right? If they want to.
Yeah, it's just a reappointment.
Get reappointed, right?
Yep,
And do they have some timeline when they need to do that?
yes.
This is a new process, by the way, for those in the audience. So we're just working through this.
Yes, and so I have to contact them at 60 days. I can't exactly remember. I'll read the policy again when I contact
Sure,
them.
it's in here.
Yeah, it is in there.
So they should read it and make sure they know what they want to do.
What page is that?
It's in the attachment, it's second to last page, it looks like.
Section 7 on reappointment.
Yeah, reappointment here, second to last page, if you're interested to stay on or not.
All right, thank
You
you.
should, yeah, the instructions. So you're the first kind of test cases of going through this, on if you want to stay on or not. Okay?
And those visitors in the audience today, if you live in Oakdale, and actually, there's not a requirement to live in Oakdale for the tree board, but
Right,
city
love to have
council
ya.
likes us to be predominantly city residents. But yeah, if you're interested in being on the tree board,
Yeah, or your other forestry friends, send them over, okay?
send me an email and I can hook you up with the requirements.
All right. All right, very good. It's a great group. We do a lot of good stuff in the city. All right, okay, let's move on then. So, member updates.
Actually, I'm glad you brought that up about, because I was wondering how come Oakdale, you didn't have to be an Oakdale resident to be on the tree board.
It's the only commission where it's not a requirement, I believe.
Yeah. All right, there's a member update
You
on the.
guys fought for that hard.
Oh, to not be required to be here.
Right,
Right, right.
Yeah,
Yeah, we just care about trees,
right.
yeah, and on our environment, so. Okay, so moving on, you have under other member updates. So is that different from our new business?
So that's if any member of the tree board wants to say anything.
Oh. Pretty quiet. I think we're good.
And I do have updates, if I may.
You may.
EAB progress. So we're doing removals right now still. So far, my crew this winter, between snowfalls and flooding events right now, we're dealing with a lot of opening up storm drains and other flared end flooding issues. But, so we've removed 22 boulevard ash trees this winter in the grant program. Basically, so we started at the, we're working through the plow routes. We started on the north end of town on plow route 6. We've inventoried all the boulevard ash trees on plow route 6, 5, and 4. And right now, we're removing trees from plow route 5 still. We've got approximately 150 trees, boulevard ash trees, inventoried. Over half of them show evidence of emerald ash borer in them. And there's 24 that we are not comfortable removing. I'll be sending I have not sent the contractor list out yet, but I'm compiling a contractor list. I'll be sending it out for bids, and we'll award it to somebody to remove them. Stump grinding, I have to send that list out still too. I have a stump grinder. He's the cheapest one I can find. I've already contacted him. He does Cottage Grove as well. And they do 200 removals every year. And they're first on his list. He's gonna get to us after that, so I'm hoping we will get stumps ground this spring early enough that we can still do replanting this spring. If not, we'll plant them in the fall, so.
I have a question. Last year, I think we had a program for emerald ash borer treatment. Are you planning to do similar treatment this, and should we do some kind of a PSA to the citizens about how to participate, or?
Yep, so we did I got city council to approve renewing that program with Rainbow Tree Care. And did we bring that up at the last meeting? Yeah.
We did,
Yeah.
that we weren't gonna end.
Yep, so yeah, it's $6.70 per diameter breast tight inch for treatments. That's 4.5 feet above the ground. The diameter of the tree, $6 and times $6.70 is the cost. It's every 2 years. They guarantee it. Because most trees have emerald ash borer now, they might not guarantee it anymore. They have to come out and assess the tree before they treat it, see if it's treatable, see if they're still offering the guarantee. But yeah, so.
And how do people get in touch with that?
On our website, the forestry page of our website, there is a link to Rainbow Tree Care with their phone number on it.
Perfect. Mine's up for it this year, so I'm coming for it.
And if you just call Rainbow Tree Care and mention you're a resident of Oakdale, you'll get the Oakdale pricing. To continue my update, so some of you might not know all of my duties, and my job description came up already tonight. So I've just got a list here of some of the other things we do. We do structural pruning. Boulevards and parks are where it happens the most, and we are usually called to it because we don't have the staff time to have a good program where we hit every tree every 3 years when they're young, every 5 years after that, every 15 years after that, but we do the best we can with what we have. We do a pretty good job, actually. We do clearance pruning. When we get phone calls, we get them in from the plow drivers, we get them in from the street sweepers, we get them in from the Parks Department. I make a list when I'm driving around, look, my crew makes a list when they're driving around. So we do all kinds of clearance pruning. Homeowners call in boulevard trees. The tree in my boulevard pokes me in the eye when I'm mowing my lawn. We come out and take care of it. We have a duty of care for boulevard trees, so we don't want anybody to lose an eye over a boulevard tree. And then my crew does snow removal. They work on, most of my crew does trails and sidewalk snow removal. I have one member that is a loader operator. He does cul-de-sacs. And we do building sidewalks, Discovery Center, City Hall, the park and ride up the street here. And then my crew is subs. The streets, plowing is always the priority. If they have people on vacation or sick, my crew jumps in a truck to plow the roads. We also have storm sewer duties. We maintain the storm sewer system, environmental services. So right now, we're keeping things moving because if they don't get the street plowed clear to the curb, it builds up ice pack and things flood. So we're out busy chipping ice and scraping ice and unclogging ice dams. And anyway, that's my division update, just to let you know what else we do.
Thanks, Lauren. Hey, I was remiss in mentioning that the tree steward training that was scheduled for February was canceled by the U. And I think it was a COVID issue, but we're hoping to have it again, try to reschedule it for the fall. And in the meantime, we got an okay from Ashley to go ahead and mentor or coach anybody who wants to prune. It's mostly structural pruning, it's all on the ground. And we actually have our first event at Lake Elmo Park Reserve starting tomorrow. No, not tomorrow. It's a shade tree short course this week, but Thursday. So if anyone wants to go along, we will kind of coach you through some structural pruning. And we pretty much do it mostly here in March and then again starting in August. Anyway, it's just a group from Newport, and we've got the okay from Dan McSwain at Washington County Parks to work on Lake Elmo Park Reserve down in Cottage Grove, the Ravine Park, and then I think we'll be doing some up at the Marine Park yet this summer. And then we do some in Newport along the freeway down on 494. We've been doing those for a number of years since we had the training here in Oakdale, I don't know, in 2016 or 15. So if you're interested to join us, it's kind of fun. We bring our own tools. We don't, the tools aren't provided. Some cities provide their tools. But anyway, I hope to get the official training and certification classes set up again.
Who should they contact for that?
That would be me,
Okay.
if you're interested. We usually go in the afternoon. Susan Lindo, Lindoo, is the coordinator for our group, and she got, she's also a tree care advisor, as am I, and then the program was called Citizen Pruner, and then it just got converted to being called Tree Steward last year or two, and she works for, well, she's not officially an employee of Newport, but she coordinates these, and she always picks nice weather days, which is very important for us. We're fair weather pruners, and it's usually like 2 hours time slot. So it's nice. And then she reports for us into the U, what trees we pruned, and she and her husband map them out. They're really good and diligent about, what are the trees we're pruning, making sure we're doing them at the right time, of course, for the oaks and all that, for all the trees. So, but I'll do it for Oakdale, and I can be your contact. And get you on the mailing list if you're interested, okay? Thanks. It's a fun thing to do. My favorite gardening thing, actually. Okay. All right, council liaison update. I don't know if we have, obviously.
Nope, he's not here today.
No mayor today, was not available to show up. And then open forum. Do we have anybody from the audience that would like to speak? You guys like to say anything, Henry?
I had a question from.
If you could come up.
Yeah,
to the
come on
podium
up to the mic. You'll be on TV, by the way.
I had a question from another classmate who's watching on YouTube. She was wondering what the long-term
goal for Oakdale is over the next 10 or 20 years in with climate change and probably expected population growth, given the like proximity to the cities and all that. What's the plan just generally, I guess?
So the current forestry plan doesn't address it. Our plan is to update the current forestry plan. We're gonna get a start on that with EAB. We have an EAB plan from 2009 that's outdated. We'll be updating that this spring as part of this grant from the DNR that we have, a $100,000 EAB grant. And we're hoping to update the total forestry plan as well in the near future. So, as far as climate change, it's to do the best we can.
Yeah.
If I might add something, on our website, you'll find a 2040 comprehensive plan, and there are sections in that addressing both. To the extent you're looking for, I don't know, but I know there are sections in there for that.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, I guess, do you have like a guideline with plantings that you're doing now where you, some cities do like, we don't want to exceed 15% of this certain genus? Or is it just kind of?
30-20-10 rule
Yeah.
or, yeah, it's addressed in the plan. I think we're a little bit better than that, 20-15-5 rule. I can't remember exactly. It's in our current forestry plan. I don't remember exactly what it is.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out. I'm really impressed with your guys's, just the tree preservation ordinance. I worked for Eden Prairie, and they didn't really have anything like that in their code. So I thought that was interesting. That I took a lot of notes on all of that. So I was wondering also about emerald ash borer. And you guys mentioned treatment. I know boulevard trees are, I'm guessing, the city's responsibility. Is that something that if a resident who benefits from that boulevard tree, if they want to treat it rather than having it be removed, is that something that you permit?
We do allow that. The boulevard trees are kind of a shared responsibility. We require homeowners to maintain their yards to the back of curb in the city ordinances. But we do have a duty of care because it's in the road right of way. We have a duty of care to make sure they're not hazardous. But yes, we do allow so boulevard ash trees, we graded them on the Kundi scale, actually, 1 through 10. The best trees we started treating back in 2009. The worst third trees we removed right away and replanted, and the middle third trees we were waiting for EAB to come around a little more, which is what we're dealing with now. So all boulevard trees that are not being treated by the city, residents can treat themselves if they want to save them. And I usually, so right now, when we're removing EAB boulevard trees, we're putting door hangers out, talking to residents, telling them to call me if they have any questions or concerns, and that's one of the things I go over with them. If you love this tree, feel free to treat it yourself, and I go over costs with them. Pretty comprehensive discussions with homeowners on that, so.
Cool. And it sounds like you guys have a pretty quick turnaround on replanting too, once those are removed.
Yeah.
Awesome. I think St. Paul's like 7 years or something right now, so. Yeah, I think that's all that I have, but thanks for letting me.
Sometimes we get residents that don't want another tree. Ashes they can be a little dirty,
Yeah.
and we plant it in the park instead, so.
Sure. Well, yeah, thanks again, everyone.
Thank you for coming.
Thanks.
Lauren, I guess what the gentleman brought up was, so do we, I know it's probably next to impossible, but is there a way that we overview how many trees are taken down, whether it's private or public, versus how many are planted, so that we are, and I guess development has an impact on that, but is there any way that we know that we're moving in the positive side as far as more trees and down trees?
So, like, you mean
Yeah.
Canopy?
canopy coverage?
Yeah.
There's actually, the Met Council recently, what's it called? Just came out with a fabulous website that has canopy coverage on it from 2021. Growing Shade, possibly. Google Growing Shade, I think that's it. It's very user-friendly. We're at, I think on that program, we're at 38% canopy coverage, which is greater than the average for metro area. So, but no, we don't have a current program where we're tracking canopy coverage. We track the trees removed and we track the trees planted to a certain extent. Boulevard trees and park trees. We don't track all the buckthorn replacements we put out there. A lot of those are 12 to 18 inch native species that we are slapping in the ground and walking away from. I have some volunteers that try to cage as many as they can. We try to water them to get them started. Depending on where they are, they get watered more. Some get watered once or twice and they're left on their own. So we don't really track that. But yeah, otherwise we track plantings and removals. And we plant many more trees than we remove.
It seems like for the public, you know, that Growing Shade or whatever it's called, it seems like that'd be the only way to track, you know, on private property if you think about your own lot. You know, I mean, I think since I moved in here, you know, we planted about 5 trees on our lot, and who would know that but me or somebody with a drone.
Well, and
going
you
over
got the
top.
tree giveaway, which
Right.
also,
Yeah.
how many of those are planted and are successful, so yeah.
Right, and yeah, I lost
I
my-
realize it's a difficult, but yes, the foliage, that makes sense if they can view Oakdale as a whole and see if it's growing, that makes sense.
And that, so remote sensing has come a long way since I was in college. And it's actually phenomenal what they can do these days with remote sensing and identifying trees and canopy coverage and that. I'm very outdated on it. The county has recently contacted me for our data, and I give it to them, and I said, keep me posted, I need to learn. So, I mean, I'm always open to new information on that stuff.
That's a good question, though. Is that something that we could set a goal, or is the county setting a goal, you know, that we could, you know, participate with? If they're not, you know, maybe we should be having our own goal for, as part of the big picture plan.
Yep, I think we should.
Yeah.
Don't know if the county has a goal. I know they don't have a county forester. I mean,
Right.
Dan McSwain is the closest you get to it.
Too bad Stan's not here. We could find out more about that. Well, keep us in the loop if you hear more about that. And I will too if I run into him in the parks. Okay, great question. All right, anything else?
I'd like to do more. I
Yeah.
don't have the time.
I know. I don't know how you get it all done
I
the
don't.
way you do. Well, you do a great job of keeping all the balls in the air.
I'm surprised I haven't gotten fired or reprimanded yet for not
come
getting my work done. Because I cannot do it all.
Oh, that's all right. You're hanging in there. All right, anything else? Otherwise, anybody?
Close open
Oh,
forum.
another count, yes. Come on up. Love to hear from you. nice to have visitors.
So this is a question that's from a student that couldn't be here today. So considering the state of art and design and planning going into the Willowbrook development, how much that is invested into it? Mr. Koda, you had mentioned the preference or recommendation to future residents of recommending native species but not requiring it. So do you have any concerns about like popularity of aesthetically pleasing like poplar trees or invasive species in these like residential areas?
No, I don't. We have quite a few cottonwoods as well. I get phone calls from residents frequently. Can you do anything with this cottonwood tree on your land behind my house? And I come out and look at them. If they're hazardous, we get rid of them. Sometimes it's only a branch that's hazardous. Sometimes we just need to weight them a little differently. So if there is a future issue that we don't catch, they fall the other way. Yeah, no, in general, I'm in favor of any trees that we can get planted.
Sure,
I
yeah.
prefer native species. They're gonna hold up longer in the long run, greater genetic diversity, non-cultivar kind of a thing. But no, we don't have a specified species list. I try to work with developers and homeowners and let them know their best options. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, that was my question. Thank you.
All right, thanks a lot. Okay, anything else? Okay, if there's nothing else, can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All right, we have a motion and seconded. Thanks so much, and we'll be back in 3 months,
Yeah, June,
June, whatever.
third Tuesday in June,
Okay, sounds good. Thanks, everyone.
21st.
All right, we'll see you before that. Thank you.